And as that bit of Charlie's interview suggests, Hillary Clinton's failure to reveal her diagnosis for 2 days is once again raising questions about transparency in her campaign. The candidate says she didn't think her pneumonia would be a big deal until she staggered into her car during Sunday's 9/11 memorial service. Nancy Cordes is in Chappaqua, New York, where Clinton is resting for a second day. Nancy, good morning.
Good morning. Well, Clinton acknowledged in a phone interview with CNN last night that her dizzy spell on Sunday is something that has happened to her a couple of times before when she has gotten dehydrated. But she shrugged off the notion that her decision to initially keep her pneumonia diagnosis to herself signals a lack of transparency.
I just didn't think it was going to be that big a deal.
In the 8-minute interview from her Chappaqua home, Clinton described what led her legs to buckle beneath her as she was helped into her van at Ground Zero.
I could, feel how hot and humid it was. I felt overheated, and I did lose my balance for a minute. But once I got in, once I could sit down, once I could cool off, once I had some water, I immediately started feeling better.
She said she has talked to her staff about the time it took to inform the public.
In retrospect, we probably could have released more information more quickly.
Clinton Press Secretary Brian Fallon. Was there a discussion among your communications team on Friday about whether or not to announce that Secretary Clinton had pneumonia?
Secretary Clinton, I think that she felt that this is a common thing that people have in terms of pneumonia. A lot of people will work through things like this.
Clinton rejected suggestions that she had been too secretive.
Compare everything you know about me with my opponent. I think it's time he met the same level of disclosure that I have for years.
Her supporters rallied to her defense. New York Senator Chuck Schumer, who was with Clinton at Ground Zero, disclosed he too was recovering from pneumonia. And Vice President Joe Biden, campaigning for Clinton in Charlotte, said there is nothing for voters to worry about.
Hillary's health is good. I've had pneumonia. I don't know about any of you. I've had walking pneumonia. What you do is you take antibiotics and you rest a little bit.
Wise advice that Clinton admits she ignored. She says she was told by her doctor to rest for 5 days. But, Gail, it sounds like she's going to be cutting that a bit short and returning to the campaign trail tomorrow.
All right. Thank you very much, Nancy.